If you are a practitioner of knife combatives or Filipino martial arts, or you believe in using the knife as a tool of self-defense, this book, Contemporary Knife Targeting by Michael Janich and Christopher Gross, is a must-have. The knowledge of anatomy in this book that they present is a great framework to developing skills that allow you to scale your use of force and not just be using lethal force if you're using an edged weapon. The thing I love about the book is that it reinforces the idea of defanging the snake, but it looks at it in a way to make it practical. Because many times, like if we're doing a gunting drill, right, where Keith comes here, right, I'm coming here, I'm cutting, right? How many of those cuts are gonna actually be effective? So we really gotta examine the cuts, right? So if I come here and I'm cutting into the tendons in here, that will likely affect his grip, right? Now, if you've seen our video on cutting through cloth, you'll know that with a really sharp knife, it can go through a lot of material on a committed slash. So when we're cutting, we're not just touching, we're dragging that knife across, right? Dragging that knife across, making sure we put pressure on the knife. Now, 3 out of 5 of those cuts probably wouldn't be that effective. The last one, I might have cut this tendon here. Might affect him a bit. This one, I'm cutting the least effective area right here, okay? But this first one on an angle 1, man, that would probably have a really good effect. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this could, however, I'm likely just coming in here and cutting this part here. So it might not immediately stop or affect his grip, but I'm always trying to get the first cut. I'm always trying to wound first. And if I can get a wound, that's enough to stop him. Maybe when I come in here, I slice right through the tricep. That's gonna have an adverse effect to the arm, right? So this gives me different ways of breaking down his body structure, his ability to kill me, to cause me wounds, right? So that second cut, if I manage to get that, might take his ability to chase me down away, right? So if he comes here, slash, and I'm running, that might be all I need to do. And I'm not saying this is gonna work 100%, but what I am saying is it's a good tactic to allow you to use edged weapons as something more than just a killing tool. It's important because we do live in a society with laws that are based on our morality. Okay, let's just play. This kind of play is how you develop the skills to be able to target and hit and cut a limb while someone is attacking you. You start in a cooperative fashion where you're taking turns, doing predictable feeds, and then you work into free flow. So there's lots of different drills that we do in Filipino martial arts that help us build these skills. There's this drill, which is just practicing our abecedarios and working to get a good position. There you saw I did 3 cuts on the back of his hand. Here I'm here, cutting here, and cutting into his wrist, which actually hurt him because there's a bundle of nerves there. Now we're doing what's called high box sombrada, and we're just continuously giving the same 3 feeds and the same 3 responses and counter cutting the limb through this drill. Now, yes, this is kind of like a patty cake dance kind of thing, but it does allow us to build the coordination and the targeting. These drills aren't perfect, but they are a lot of fun. So you will repeat. Now, you notice how much compression I put on that bicep cut that I just did back there? And sometimes when we're doing this, we'll do disarms. The reason we're using these big foam puffy daggers is because we can put a little pressure on and hit a little harder and not hurt each other. And yes, we understand that there is no edge on these, but we also understand how to be edge aware with whatever tool we're using in training. These drills are not perfect. No drills are. The scenarios may not be realistic, knife against knife. However, the skills you gain from this training are transferable to other situations. Now, we do much more than just this in our knife training. However, this is just a little piece of what we do to build coordination with a knife and to build the skill of biomechanical cutting and other things while we're training. It may not be perfect, but it sure is a lot of fun, and it's something that I plan on continuing for a long, long time.